All right. Let's do our posts. Let everybody know that we're live. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. And there we are. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Mobius Y here with Stellaris Console Edition. Because what else do I play? Oh, not much. Not anymore. Stellaris is love. Stellaris is life. Anyways, it is Tuesday once more, so welcome back to the weekly Stellaris Console Edition stream. Tonight, we're going to go back into the nation of MacGruber, which is our current stream game. So let's load this up, and while it's doing that, I will do my shameless plugging. My name is Mobius Y. If you're watching on Twitch right now, which nobody is, nobody ever does, that's fine. I have a YouTube channel. Feel free to check it out for more Stellaris Console Edition content. I upload my live streams to my channel. It's very easy to find. Mobius Y, Canadian Gaming. Drop in. Feel free to leave a comment on past streams and whatnot. And if you are watching this on YouTube at a later date after I upload it, thank you very much for watching. If you would like to see more Stellaris Console Edition content, I have two playlists, one for tips and strategies and one for Let's Plays, containing episodes just like this, which usually run for a couple hours. And yeah, if you want to see more content, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for notifications, because apparently all that jibber jabber is important. And yeah, don't forget to check out the links in the description below, namely the link to the Discord channel where you can drop in and chat with other Stellaris Console Edition players. It's growing a little bit every day. Nice to see new people dropping in all the time. Hello, Empress Ultima. And there's also the link to my Twitch channel. If you haven't seen me live, it's a good way to drop by and check out my goings-on. If you do want to come and see me live, so the link to my Twitch is in the description below. And lastly, the link to my Twitter feed. Best way to get in touch with me, honestly. The Discord channel is a pretty good way. The best way, I would say, is on my Twitter. I do post quite regularly on my Twitter as well. News and updates about upcoming projects, or if I have to cancel or reschedule a stream. I do say the same thing in the Discord, but I don't think I'm as chatty on the Discord. So yeah, with all the shameless plugging out of the way, we are just over 130 years into this game. We have colonized 9 planets, but we only have 8 core sector systems. So we have at least one system, which is the Kaiser system, with 2 planets in it. So we can colonize 3 more core sector systems. We've started to colonize on Fact Prime, which is the largest currently colonizable world in the Fact system, which has 5 planets. We're currently terraforming 2 of them because they were tomb worlds. So we need to terraform them so that they are colonizable into desert worlds. So we're working on that. What else did we have? We had a bunch of other things going on way down here. Terraforming. We are also terraforming Kentarum, which is... oh, it's a 25 tile world. Oh, that's awesome. So that'll be nice to get. We've also got Baijo, which is a 24 tile tomb world, so a pretty big planet as well. Both of these ones are in the Fact system. And then we've got Arimadon 3, which is a 22 tile tomb world that we are also colonizing. So that'll be pretty cool if we eventually want to get that one. But we'll need to work a little bit on a couple things to increase our total core sector systems, our directly controlled colonized systems, I should say, because 11, surprisingly, just won't be enough. Not right now, anyways. Also, we are going to start working on our final tradition tree, which will give us our 7th ascension perk. So we're 2 ascension perks away from achieving said inward perfection. And I think once we have completed the domination tree, we're going to reform our government because 2 of our civics will be useless after that. Inward perfection, which gives us a big bonus to extra monthly unity, and agrarian idle, which also causes our farms to produce additional unity. Those will both be pretty much useless, so we'll reform our government to change it into something else much more useful. For example, what can we do? We'd probably have to change our ethics first. We're going to want to do that. So let's take a look at our factions. We have a pacifist ethos still. They're currently the happiest with us. And then the other one is xenophobe ethos. We don't have any other factions right now, which is not very good. Of course, my nose starts acting up as soon as I start streaming. Unbelievable. The other things we're doing within our empire is, you can see here, we have 2 observation posts. Right now, all they're really doing is generating extra society research for us. Nothing else going on there. But we could take a look at how that's progressing and possibly consider uplifting. We're not really uplifting them, but maybe hurrying along their technology so that they become a spacefaring civilization, and then we could probably vassalize them, or maybe who knows, something else. Look at that, they have 3 primitive farms, and that's it. All of their pops are on their primitive farms. It's important to feed your species, I suppose. So let's take a look at the other observation post. Now these guys, what are these guys' traits? They are, I can't quite tell. The other thing we could do is we could enslave these 2 primitive species. We could invade them with our armies and enslave them, and then because we have the mastery, the biological mastery, which is right here, evolutionary mastery, we actually could go ahead and, where are those species? Let me see. I need to double check those species names. So we've got the Kenjodan, and we've got the what are these guys? The Kenjodan and the Dorbolan. So yeah, if we went ahead and did that, we could take the Kenjodans and we could modify them, because we have 7 gene points, so we could modify it so that they have more than just the thrifty trait, and do something else for us within our. Well, these guys are thrifty as well. Okay, well, that's kind of convenient. But we could totally gene modify them so that one of them is better at producing, say, science, or one of them is better at producing energy credits, or what have you. Useful stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. There's another thought that we could do. And then we could start dispersing their population throughout our empire. We would have to resettle some of our own pops off of our currently colonized planets, and replace them with more beneficial pops on those particular tiles, depending on what they're generating. Anyways, enough babbling. Let us continue. So, Fact Prime is done colonizing. And let's take a look at the other Fact planets. I think we want to get Fact 3 Alpha, because it has this Betharian stone on it, which is fantastic for energy generation. It's also got 2 spots for farms, so we can build additional farms on there, which would be useful for the extra unity production, as we are still currently trying to finish off some traditions. We still want to be generating a good amount of unity. Another way to do it, we can also build a visitor center here. We have no more art monuments. Excuse me, talking is hard sometimes. So those are out of the picture, but we've got other things going for us. Now, Fact 5 is not a amazing planet, but it's a decent one. 18 tiles, no special resources on it, but it has some pretty decent resources being generated on a few tiles. 2 engineering research there, 2 physics research there, 2 society research there. Those are pretty decent tiles. Alright, so what do we got? Kentharum 2 has been terraformed. This is a 25-tile desert world now, which is great. The other nice thing about terraforming is it gets rid of all the tile blockers. So we don't have to worry about those. Usually a 25-tile world would have a good 10 or so maybe more tile blockers on it, and they're just a pain in the ass to waste all those resources on. One more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and build 2 more Corvettes for ourselves, because why not? We have the technology, we have the minerals. Okay, so let's upgrade this mineral silo. Is there anything else we can do on our colonies here? We can upgrade this biolab. Not that that's a huge deal, but we'll want to do it. And I'm not worrying about upgrading farms just yet, because upgrading them will make them a big drain on energy credits. Of course, upgrading these biolabs is doing the exact same thing. But we're going to change that. We're definitely going to replace a lot of these hydroponics farms, especially the ones on Kaiser Colony here. We're going to replace a bunch of these hydroponics farms once we're done generating all this Unity. We're not going to replace them with mining networks, because on Kaiser Colony, if you recall, there's that planet modifier. Poor quality minerals reduces minerals production by minus 25%. So we'll just replace several of them with power plants. Probably these 4 tiles here. This one, this one, this one, and this one, because they're only generating 1 unit bonus food. So we'll get rid of those. These 2 tiles generating 2 bonus food will be the ones that give us food. And things will work out. Things will work out. You'll see. Don't worry. Trust me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mario. Alright, so let's go ahead and upgrade these biolabs. And Yandu's Prime has a whole bunch of farms that we'll be replacing at some point. So we'll upgrade this engineering facility as well. Menshib Prime, what do we have here? Physics lab. Let's upgrade it. Why not? What else can we do on Menshib Prime? This is the other one that has minus 25% mineral production. Actually, I don't think it's the only one. I swear to God, we had more than that. Not Epsilon Indi Prime, not Latium Prime. Yeah, Yandu's. So we've got Kaiser Colony, Yandu's Prime, and Menshib Prime that all have the reduced mineral generation. It's coming back. Okay, so how's everybody doing? What else can we put on this? Do we have any robots? Any robots? We do not. Okay, I'm avoiding doing robots apparently. Complete. Which is fine. Yeah, look at all this bonus science that we get from these guys. 35% extra engineering research. That's pretty cool. Doesn't really seem to be paying off a hell of a lot right now, though. The Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom, I guess. They're still superior to us because of their naval capacity. What are those guys on the north end of the galaxy? They're like really powerful. The Great Kundan Coalition. Yeah, they're overwhelming compared to us. They're the guys that beat up one of the blood courts. Sovereignty of Fushro. Look at how much territory those guys have. That's nuts. Okay, the other thing we're doing is we're going to take our fleets. We're going to clear out these 2 tiles of bad stuff, and that'll allow our science ships to do a little bit more exploring again. We have not been exploring in a long time. Alright, MacGruber, you are done constructing, and then what about here? Not quite done. What's going on? Let's see here. Greetings, preaching blah, blah, blah. We've recently been forced to blah, blah, blah. We'll scrap it for materials. For the extra 500 minerals that we don't necessarily need. Which is alright. Okay, first Void Skulkers. You guys need to first just regroup at Kaiser Colony so that the 2 new Corvettes can meet up with you. Oh, geez. Totally forgot about that. Okay, negative 33 when they move off. Complete. When they move off of the what's it called? Oh man, I'm having a massive brain fart here. When they move off of the space station, we're at negative 33 power, so we need to adjust for that. Okay, so Menshib Prime. We want to build power plants. Definitely. Need more power plants.
So yeah, we'll build a power plant here to start things off.
then this guy can have a power plant here on this one bonus food tile. And then we'll build a hydroponics farm here. That'll give us a little bit extra unity. Okay, let's get our new tradition. We can adopt the domination tree now. There we go. Okay, so that's that. So this makes it all the more likely that we can use the primitive cultures that we're spying on. We can enlighten them. We can technologically enlighten them, and then make them our vassals. They'll be more receptive to it now because of that. These guys right next to us, this Hanmer and Enlightened Kingdom, they're also getting quite a bit of territory. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. Everybody around us has closed their borders. Everybody's just so unfriendly. I don't understand. I think part of it is because we still have a repugnant ruler. I mean, we got rid of the repugnant trait, but our current ruler still has it, so...
Construction complete.
Construction complete. Latium Prime. Oh, very good. Very nice. Okay, you're all done. So that's wonderful. Now, a big problem, and I'm not really going to say big problem. I don't think it is a big problem. But something to note is that once we start replacing these hydroponics farms with power plants or whatever else we decide to replace them with, we don't want to do that to too many of them because we're only generating plus 19 food. We need to be able to maintain that still. So we don't want to replace all of them. We don't want to replace too many of them. I mean, it's obvious we don't want to replace all of them because that would just be really dumb. But what we could do is we could wind up replacing very close to all of them and just keeping ones where they already generate a lot of additional food already. Oh my gosh, these guys just vassalized them. Wham bam. There we go. So the Visari Star Corps, these guys next to us, they are now vassals of the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom, who have just kind of gone on a rampage throughout this part of the galaxy. Who am I in a defensive pact with? I need to check that. The Quipulci Enterprises? I think I am.
Construction complete.
Oh no, these guys are already a vassal, so never mind. Okay, so yeah, once we start replacing those hydroponics farms, we'll put hydroponics bays in our space stations. We need to make use of these empty module slots in our space stations, and that's definitely going to be one. I think hydroponics farms, and then we'll do battleship assembly yards, and then crew quarters and engineering bays. I think those will be super useful. We've got observatories everywhere. We've got the solar panels everywhere. So, yeah. I think that'll be the game plan. What are we working on? Gaia creation. I totally forgot about that. We're also doing synthetics for no real reason aside from the android assault and defense armies, which are pretty decent. But apart from that, we're not building robots, so whatever. The hyper shields would be kind of nice. Curator Exploration Lab. Don't care about that. Okay, so how much longer for our next tradition? 52 months. Okay, that's taking way too long. So here's what we're going to do. Let's enact the... what am I doing? It's not in here. It's on the planets themselves. Moby, you dumb. Okay, look at that. We're already generating some more power. So let's upgrade these power plants. Should be able to upgrade them to grade 3. And then this pop won't take too much long to grow by that point. 1.82 per month, yep. So it'll still be a while, but it'll be ready with a top tier power plant by the time it finishes. See, we're not going to be just replacing some of the hydroponics farms. We're going to be getting rid of these hypercoms forums, for example. like this one. It produces 6 Unity and increases Unity production on the planet by 10%. We don't need that anymore. These art monuments, we're going to be able to get rid of those as well. We don't need them anymore. Look at their Unity production, though. It's 27.2 on an art monument. Pretty crazy. The Paradise Domes, we can keep those. Why? Because they add plus 5% happiness. It's a planet modifier. It's pretty good. The other things we can keep, what do we got? Another peace offering between the Great Kundan Coalition and the Savix Cast Remnant. Really? Oh, okay. Humiliate and cleanse planet. So the Fallen Empire just went ham on those guys. Open borders from the Great Kundan Coalition. Duly noted. Okay, Arimadon 3 is now terraformed. It's a 22-tile desert world now. Fantastic. Just making lots of planets ready. Now we got Verano has been transformed into a desert world. And shortly we should see Fact 4 Alpha. This should finish up any second now. There it is. Fact 4 Alpha. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's double check on Fact Prime. We need to see how we're doing. Okay, we have our 5 pops now. I lost track of what was going on, unfortunately. I should stop doing that, probably. Okay, we'll leave this guy on that tile. We'll put this guy... Actually, no, let's switch that around. Put these guys here. We'll build a power plant once we upgrade the reassembled ship shelter to a planetary administration. Once we do that, we'll want the heritage site first, then we'll want the... we can't do the frontier hospital just yet. We'll do the heritage site first, then we'll build a power plant because we kind of need it. Then we'll do the Paradise Dome on that tile with the 2 food. Oh, I totally forgot about Elthier Prime as well. Here we go. Planetary administration. Look at all these pops on this planet, and I completely ignored it. Ugh. I'm falling behind, losing track of what I'm doing. Not good. Talk about inefficient planet management. And here I am trying to teach you people how to play. Okay, so Elthier Prime is obviously going to be a planet where we put down a lot of mining networks because we have a mineral silo right next to the reassembled ship shelter. Now, the mineral silo, like the planetary capital portion of it, okay, those guys are fighting. The Mitron Union and the Great Kundan Coalition. I believe the Mitron Union is these guys over here? Yep, that's them. The nice thing about the mineral silo is while it doesn't generate anything on its own, it adds an adjacency bonus to the four tiles, the one directly above, below, to the left, and to the right of it. It adds the mineral generation on those tiles by an additional +1. So it essentially increases your mineral generation by at least 4 if you make use of it. And it actually combines nicely and stacks with the additional generation that the capital segment has. The tile with the reassembled ship shelter, or I should say the planetary administration, also does the same thing. Ooh, neutron torpedoes, do want. Don't need to upgraded physics labs, so yes, let's do neutron torpedoes. We want those. So the planetary administration and the planetary capital, they also have an adjacency bonus where they add +1 production to energy credits, minerals, or food. So by putting this mineral silo right here, 1 tile to the side and above or below the planetary capital, these 2 tiles here that are adjacent to both the planetary capital and the mineral silo, they will be getting bonuses of at least +2 additional minerals, and that will stack nicely once we get other bonuses on the planet with a mineral production facility, for example, and an energy grid. That's what we need, not a power plant. Build the energy grid, build a Paradise Dome.
Construction complete.
Okay, so Menshib Prime all done. This guy will finish growing. We'll have another power plant ready to go. I like it. Okay, good. Let's build another hydroponics farm for him here. Okay. Then Elthier Prime is done doing its planetary administration, so let's upgrade this heritage site. What else? We need an energy grid somewhere. So we'll put that here. Energy grid. And then we want the Paradise Dome over here because we don't want it next to the planetary administration, because in this tile here, that's where we're going to put a mining network. And then we can just move everybody around to spots where we are going to be producing a decent amount of minerals. Let's build a power plant here just for the heck of it, and then we'll upgrade the planetary administration to a planetary capital. And that should do it. We'll worry about the mineral processing plant and anything else. We'll worry about those a little bit later. Let's put this guy down here. Oh, wait, no. Not that one. Right there. We'll leave him there. Once the planetary capital upgrades, we can upgrade to a hypercoms forum, which will increase the output from the art monument just a little bit, as well as all the other buildings that we are now constructing that also produce Unity, the energy nexus, or sorry, energy grid, Paradise Dome, etc. All right, planning. And Fact Prime, how are we doing here? Upgrading the heritage site. We still got these things going. Just waiting on some pops for that one. Okay, so let's focus on Healthier Prime because there's a lot to do there. Menshib Prime we can top off. There's not much left to do on Menshib Prime, but we can finish up here definitely. We already have. Oh yeah, I forgot. We already queued the hydroponics farm. Oops. No. There goes my short memory in action. So, well, Empress Ultima, you're the only person watching, it seems. How's your evening going? Now let's have a look-see. Actually, we could probably do a mineral processing plant right there. That would work too.
Research complete.
All right, here we go. Synthetics is done. Good. We could do synthetic personality matrix. Allows synth pops to be leaders, but we have no synth pops, so you know, whatever. Kinetic artillery would be really nice, or I should say kinetic battery. But if we do Gauss cannons, that'll give us access to the mega cannon, which is a spinal mount weapon. What else do we have? Menshib Prime has finished its construction. Okay, let's just wait for that hydroponics farm to get a pop on it before we do anything else. All right. What else do we got to do? Fact Prime. Gaia creation. There we go. Awesome. Let's see. What's another good technology we can get? The collective self. This is actually pretty decent. But it would take a while to finish. Huh. You know what? We'll need to upgrade our hydroponics farms before too much longer. So we'll go ahead and do gene crops. This will give us a hydroponics farm 3. Because when we cut down on our total number of hydroponics farms, we're going to want the ones that we do have to be as productive as possible. Okay, I think we might be okay. Plus 32 energy generation now. For the time being, anyways. Okay, now we're down to negative 11 already. That's fine. Okay, let's use our fleets to go do their thing quickly. And then they can scoot back to a spaceport and just dock. Okay, and we've got Bagiol 4 has been terraformed into a desert world. A nice 24-tile desert world now. There should be one more terraforming project finishing up. Oh no, they're all done. Never mind. Cool. Even the terraforming of the tomb worlds. Oh yeah, Arimadon was one of them. I forgot about that. Okay, cool. So we actually have a good collection of viable planets that we could colonize that are pretty decent because they have either a lot of tiles or there's several planets in that system. That's not too bad. Pollux. The Pollux system, not much going for it. There's a 20-tile tundra world right now and a 16-tile savanna world, which is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. So let's go ahead. Oh man, weak magnetic field for -5% habitability and growth speed, and then bleak for -5% habitability and -10% food. Okay, well that's garbage. Let's take a look at the 13 tile world, the really tiny one. Nothing too fancy there. There's no special... Oh, this one has an alien toy factory on Pollux 2. That's not a bad building to go for. 3 society and 6 engineering research. It's actually not too bad. But yeah, none of these other planets have special tiles on them, unfortunately. We can start the process to terraform this, though. And it won't take too long. 1800 days. Let's do a desert world. There we go. And then this one will be a desert world as well. It's not going to be a Gaia world. That'll take way too long. And then we will do this one as well. Terraform into a desert world. There. Those will all finish right around the same time. Okay, so Fact Prime is all done its construction queue. Let's just wait. Cool. Scientist leveling up is always good. Okay, so these guys are going at it. They're going to take out these dudes here. I believe it was some pirates. Yep. We got a pirate hideout, 2 pirate hideouts, and 2 sets of pirate lookouts. So they're going to go take them on. And they're going to move on to the next system, which I believe is more of the same. And that should leave it open for our scientists. Well, they'll check this next system here. If this system is also blocked by enemies for whatever reason, so long as it's not that big galleon, which is like that 10,000 fleet power, that giant 10,000 fleet power ship. It's a pirate ship, I might add. I think they'll be okay. Actually, that might be okay as is, because they still have... How much fleet power? 25k? That's pretty good. Gene Crops is done. Good. Okay, so let's do... Let's do interstellar campaigns for cheaper war demands. That'll be really useful. Okay, here goes our fleet. Got the cruisers closing in to get to position. Corvettes are moving in. There go the plasma cannons. Look at all the... Actually, those are proton torpedoes, aren't they? Look at them go. Their corvettes are getting wiped out.
Situation log updated.
There we go. Nice job. Okay. Pirate station raided. Getting a few resources for it too, making up for our loss of energy credits from taking our fleet off of a spaceport. We're going to want to get a science ship up in this direction pretty shortly. If at the very least to... survey the battle debris. Look at them go. I like that about this setup. The combination of the proton torpedoes plus plasma cannons on like all of your ships, it's very potent. So let's go research the projects in this system really quick. And then the second Void Skulkers, you're not done yet. Move to this system, please. And meanwhile, let's get all of our science ships. Boink, you guys are now going to engage in automatic exploration. So they should, the first thing they'll do is they'll all come to this same system, the Zoldor system. That's the first thing that they'll do, is they'll all come to this system, survey this system together, more than likely. Okay, what have we lost? I think we've lost 2 corvettes. Yes, we have lost 2 corvettes. That's it. That's not a big deal. Easy to replace. Okay, wait, looks like we've got another fleet of pirates. Now, if you want something amusing to look at some of the names of pirate ships. This is the Raider I Hate Everything, for example. This is the Raider Process of Elimination. There's another process of elimination. There's a Mangy Cur. Here's the Destitute. What was this one? The Pipe Dream. There's an I Hate Everything again. The Blind Spot. The Fugitive. The Pockmark. Yeah, they got some pretty amusing names for the pirate ships. Sometimes they say something like, what was it, weapons target or something silly. There's something excessively silly. I found it pretty amusing. Okay, there they go. Looks like we lost at least one more Corvette. 2 more Corvettes. There we go. Pirate station destroyed. Okay. And we should be able to get out of here because the second Void Skulkers do not detect more hostiles in the next system, which is excellent. Okay, so the science ship that is researching those projects can do all the debris in the neighboring system. Let's see. We got neutron torpedoes completed. Now, what do we want to do? We got some good options here. Capacitor fields is alright for our defensive platforms, if we had some. But we got particle lances, which leads to tachyon lances, which are always awesome. We've also got sentient combat AI, which is really good computer for our combat ships. And of course, hyperspace slipstreams is also pretty dang good. Helps our ships navigating the hyperlanes. Let's just let's go for particle lances. That's only a 30-month project. That's pretty quick. That is actually pretty quick. Okay, so we lost 4 Corvettes total. We'll need our second Void Skulkers to return pretty shortly. We're still losing energy credits. That'll change. We'll leave the fleet about the same size, but we'll up our energy credit generation. Once they dock, I'll know how much we're generating, and I'll figure that we want to add another 30, at least another 30 before we start really expanding the fleet at that point. Okay, so it looks like our science ships will be good. They'll be able to move forward and continue exploring the galaxy now that they can break out through these hyperlanes. What are you guys doing anyways? You need to be going and doing stuff. Come on. Debris analyzed. Okay. All we did was gain some additional research points. Did I lose the... We did. Hang on. I'm going to try something. We're going to save the Newt stream game really quickly. We're going to jump right back in. It's just the advisor is no longer advising. And if I recall right, it's easily fixable by simply quitting and reloading the game. Okay. Alright, there we go. See? Quick fix. Alright, Mention Prime, how you doing? You got a pop half grown on that second hydroponics farm that we built. Let's see, what else can we do here? Ethera Prime. Let's build that mineral processing plant. And then we'll upgrade this power plant next. We definitely need to upgrade that. Actually, no, hang on. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that yet. We want the hypercoms form first. As soon as this finishes, which will be done in 45 days. Now let's take a look at Fact Prime. Okay, we've got another fully grown pop. Debris analyzed. See, I told you it would work. This is probably going to be a mineral-heavy colony. So, let's lay down a mineral silo. Let's put it down here. Oh wait, we already have one. What am I on about? This is going to be a mineral-heavy colony. Duh. So let's go ahead and do the processing plant here. And we got fusion missiles plus 10%. Okay, not too bad, I guess. Now we can upgrade to a hypercoms form. Excellent. Let's upgrade to an energy nexus as well. Frontier Hospital. That'll actually increase our Unity production. And then we should upgrade this power plant before adding additional buildings, I think. Okay, domination. What do we want? What do we want? Let's,
Research complete.
Huh. I'm leaning towards let's do colonial viceroys first because this will give us more empire leader capacity. Interstellar campaigns complete.
Debris
Good.
analyzed.
What's another? Let's do interstellar warfare. That's a quick one. 9 months done. Let's see. More physics research. Very good. Okay. Let's take a look. What else do we got? Gauss cannons. Done. There it is. Mega cannons. A little bit on the fence about whether we want to go tachyon lances or giga cannons, to be totally honest.
Construction complete.
We are natural engineers, though. So down the road, the repeatables... Well, we can always change that, right? We can change that on the fly. We have attained mastery over genetic manipulation. We can tailor our species to be whatever we need them to be. We can even nerve staple everybody and make them borderline useless at just about everything. If we so chose. You know what I'd really like to do, though, is I would like to lean towards authoritarianism. Crown Prince Trokagzeg. Don't even know what to say that. Priestess Tredagic 1. Huh. Our heir apparent will have focus on battleships, so that'll actually go nicely with our increased focus on battleships with the battleship shipyards on our spaceports. Okay, so 2 corvettes there, and we'll do 2 corvettes there. Next, now we should double check that our corvettes upgraded to neutron torpedoes, which they didn't. So let's put that on, and then we need to get rid of 1 thing of shields, so that they are at positive power again. We can't do anything else, can we? No, they have to have shields. Or sorry, they have to have only 1 thing of shields. And yeah, that looks like that's going to be it. We could change it to get rid of the advanced afterburners, though. And do crystal-infused plating. Maybe we'll do that. There we go. Yeah, let's do that. As much as I like the afterburners for the additional speed, so that it's easier for the corvettes to close in and start blasting with their torpedoes, I think it would be better if they don't have them so that the cruisers can act, because the cruisers tend to be in front of them at the start of the battle, from what I can tell. I think it'd be better if the cruisers are able to close the distance faster and draw fire for the corvettes, or at least most of the fire for the corvettes. Okay, so destroyers have the flak artillery. Our cruisers, they have some flak artillery. How about our battleships? They have some flak artillery. What else can we put on? Can we do a large Stormfire autocannon? Yes, you can. Awesome. Let's just leave our ship designs alone. We just wanted to change the Corvette because we got the neutron torpedoes. So we'll leave everything as is. What we definitely should do, though, is upgrade. 44 ships upgraded for 220 minerals. Where are you going? I like how they're already at a spaceport, but they decided to fly to the other spaceport in the same system in order to upgrade. Seems legit. Note to self, our admiral is an imbecile. Okay, so how are we doing on these debris clusters? This guy's finishing up on this one. Very good, very nice.
Ships upgraded.
Things are moving along nicely, I'd say. Ships upgraded. Okay, Althea Prime. Need to get back on track. So I think the spots continue modern naval activity in short. Really? The Neborites in the Chort system. Okay, so who are those people? Neborite. These guys. Fungoid, Neboria. Their home system is Naboria, so let's figure out who those people are. I can't tell. It's not those guys. And it's not those guys. And it's not those guys. And it's not those guys. It's not those guys. There they are, the Neborite Covenant. That makes plenty of sense. What are they? Xenophobic isolationists, but like, where are they? Oh, it's these guys that have been next to us the whole game that I've largely ignored. And they're doing maneuvers in the Chort system, hey? Well, they're not doing anything. They're literally not doing anything.
System survey complete.
Okay,
Research complete.
we're getting there. Interstellar warfare done. Stimulant diet. Oh, look at that. We've got a repeatable tech already. But what we want is interstellar fleet traditions. That's a good quick one. The Grand Fleet is a very good edict. Pollux 1A is done terraforming. Pollux 2 is done terraforming. And Pollux 3? Oh, it's going to take a while longer. That's fine. Okay, Fact Prime. Let's take a look at you again. You're finishing up Yandu's Prime. Menchib Prime. Almost done with your third to last pop on Menchib Prime. That's good. Okay, what are we doing here? What is currently building? Oh yeah, the Frontier Outpost. Just waiting on that. Once that's done, we're going to upgrade this power plant to a grade 3 power plant. And once that's done, we will start laying down our mining networks. We're going to put in a mining network down on each of these tiles that already produces minerals, and each tile that is adjacent to either the mineral silo or the planetary capital. Obviously, this bottom right tile, we're going to put the mineral processing plant. And then these remaining empty tiles, there will be 4 of them. There'll be these 2 here next by the energy nexus, and these 2 here by the mineral processing plant. We'll put power plants down for those. This tile here will probably be the only one that still has a hydroponics farm later on. We should build a hydroponics farm once we're done with this power plant. That'll give us some extra unity generation. Monthly unity reduced by 15%. What? Our intelligence assets have gathered more information on the increased Neborite naval activity in the Chort system. The Neborite Covenant seems to have gathered a large fleet there to conduct some kind of massive naval exercise on an unprecedented scale. As of yet, there are no signs that this exercise will translate into direct military operations against the nation of MacGruber. Its proximity to our border can only be seen as a deliberate provocation. How should we respond? Well, if we ignore it, we reduce our monthly unity by 15% for 60 months. That's 5 years. So screw that. We're going to have to lodge a diplomatic protest, which I'm not too fond of. We have received your poorly phrased objection to the military exercises our glorious naval forces are currently conducting in the Chort system. Since that system, as you are no doubt aware, lies well within the sovereign territory of the Neborite Covenant, we do not see how what transpires there could possibly be any of your business. The nation of MacGruber would do well not to send us any more such provocative and reckless diplomatic correspondence in the future. This transmission ends now. This is intolerable. Neborite maneuvers concluded. Judging by the sudden drop in coded Neborite military transmissions coming from the Chort system, the naval exercise that was being held there by the Neborite Covenant has finally come to an end. Okay, that's cool. I've actually never been on the receiving end of that little
System survey complete. Research complete.
Event. More fusion missiles research, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what do we got? What? Admiral gains trait. Toledem now has a fleet logistician. Okay, that's good. Let's get the uplift capability. Never a problem there. How are we going to be able to get off of our governing ethics? I don't want to be fanatic pacifist anymore.
Construction complete.
I mean, I don't care if we stay as xenophobes.
System survey.
That's
complete.
fine. Alright. Power plant 3 coming up, and then we'll do a hydroponics farm.
System survey complete.
And then we will do the mineral processing plant.
Research complete.
Okay, particle lances is done. Newtonium extraction. That's a really good one. We're going to do interlinked support systems because this should be pretty quick. 12 months, that's only a year. It's not really anything we're using because we have flak artillery, but it'll be nice to just quickly research it and get rid of it. Actually, you know what? Let's just do Newtonium extraction while it's there. That's a 41-month project. Because I'm worried that if we do the interlinked support systems, that we won't see Newtonium extraction anymore. It won't be an option the next time all those cards re-roll. Okay, so growing decently well on Fact Prime. Why don't we go ahead and start building up a little bit of mineral generation. So let's start with some mining networks here and here. Leave it at that for the time being. Alright, and then while we're at it, let's check our spaceports. This place needs a solar panel network and it needs upgrades. Holy crap. There we go. How about Elthier Prime? Elthier Prime is doing okay. It just needs an observatory. Not that we really have many science labs on Elthier Prime, but we can get some. Once we need the hypercoms forum and the art monument, we can replace them with science labs. Those will be decent picks. Trade deal duration expired. Whatever. Because this is my United States of whatever. Okay, so here we want to colonize by now because it's been sitting there. It's got that Betharian stone. We want to use it. So let's go ahead and ready up a colony ship. Can't do one from Fact Prime because it's upgrading right now, and that's going to take a while. So I believe the nearest one will be...
Construction complete.
No, I was way off. MacGruber will be the closest. So we'll just have to do it from our homeworld. Fact 3 Alpha. Colonize from MacGruber. Okay, and I don't really know where to put this because... Huh. Well, this is a tough one. You know what? Let's put it right here, directly above it, because we already have 3 other tiles generating bonus society research. So I think putting it on this other tile that already has yet another tile of society research, I don't think that'll be a big deal. That'll allow us to make use of the empty tile above it by putting something that benefits from the adjacency effect. Okay, so we need a new society research. Let's do... yeah, artificial moral codes, just in case we do. Oh, what do we got here? A decade ago, the nation of MacGruber. Yes, I want to continue our patronage to increase our unity. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Okay, now what are we doing for our last couple ascension perks? We can't do any of the ascension paths, so that rules out these 4. The flesh is weak, synthetic evolution, mind over matter, and transcendence. That rules those out. We don't really need mastery of nature because clearing tile blockers can be as simple as terraforming the planet. What do we got here? First contact with the Valdari Ancients. Newts! How delightful! We hadn't expected to encounter you for a few centuries yet. Personally, I thought you would wipe yourselves out long before you leaving your gravity well, but I am glad to be proven wrong. Let us clasp extremities and be friends. How about no? Alien scum!
Construction complete.
Okay, so we found our third fallen empire. It only took pretty much the whole freaking game. Where are they? The Valdari Ancients. Way over here. No wonder we didn't run into them earlier. Cradle, Brother, Mother. Interesting planet names.
System survey complete.
Dark Hopes Nebula. Seems legit.
Construction complete.
Okay, construction complete. Here we go. Now we can build a planetary capital. So that will allow us to upgrade to a hypercomms form again, get an energy nexus, get a frontier hospital, and we'll be golden. We'll be golden.
Construction complete.
Things are looking up. Okay, our colony ship is on the way. It just finished. So we are going to have Fact Secundus on Fact 3 Alpha, which has a Betharian stone. We desperately need that. Well, not really desperately, but it'll be extremely helpful to have it. Okay, let's go back to Elthier Prime. How are we doing here? Let's upgrade the mineral processing plant now that we have a hypercomms forum. And we don't really need to upgrade the mineral silo because it does nothing but increase the amount of minerals that it stores, and that's it. So I'm going to build a mining network here first because that tile is currently empty. Then we'll do a mining network here because it has 3 mineral generation on it already, and it'll get adjacency bonus from both the mineral silo and the planetary capital. Same thing with this one, except it's not generating minerals already, but that's fine. And then this one has lots of minerals on it as well, so we'll do that. This one also gets an adjacency bonus, as does this one. So we'll do that. So once those all finish and the mineral processing plant completes itself, we should be seeing quite a decent amount of minerals being generated on this planet. We're only at plus 16 already, and I have 0 buildings constructed. Plus 16 is by nowhere near... it's by no means good, but considering we have no buildings, wait and see what happens once we do have some buildings. Okay, how are we doing on Menchib Prime? Just those 2 empty tiles left, and we're going to put science labs down on them. So that'll be awesome. Elthier Prime and Fact Prime just slowly building up, waiting for this thing to upgrade to a planetary capital. And Fact Secundus is now undergoing colonization. Looking good, looking good. I can't believe it's already been an hour. Just about, anyways. Tusk, listen, Mobius, I've got a bit of a personal problem. Real bad jock itch. What's your advice, brother? It looks like a grenade went off down my pants. I don't know. See a doctor and get some kind of special cream. Can't say I've ever had that problem, so I'm really not the person who can offer useful advice in that situation. Okay, so that mining network's going to be done pretty shortly. Let's move this guy off that tile, put him there. So he won't be generating anything just for a moment, which is fine. Ooh, what do we got? Pollux 3 has now been terraformed into a desert world. Okay, so we got a 20-tile desert world with minus 10% habitability, minus 5% growth speed, and minus 10% food production. Brilliant. Not going to colonize that anytime soon. Artificial moral code, done. That also gives us the share the burden edict, which is really good if you have slaves or robots. Let's go synthetic thought patterns, reducing the edict cost and resettlement cost even further. 3 months left for mega cannons. So you know what I'm thinking for our last couple ascension perks? Perhaps we should be able to build mega structures.
System survey complete.
I mean, galactic force projection would be really, really, really good. Because right now it would double our naval capacity. Imperial prerogative, don't care for, it's bad. Voidborn, we don't really need. We don't have mega engineering technology yet, though, so you know, we would need Voidborn if we were to get the Circle of Life, which allows us to build ring worlds. Mega cannon done. So now let's do Betharian refining. That's it. Get that Betharian stone. Okay, what's going on here? We lost a scientist. That's not cool. Construction complete on here. So let's build the hypercoms form, energy nexus, and upgrade the mineral processing plant. Or wait, no, we don't want to do that just yet. We want to upgrade to a frontier hospital first, and then mineral processing plant upgrade. There we go. Okay, so we'll do all that. Now this place, Fact Prime, you now need an observatory. Okay. And Fact Secundus is actually almost done colonizing. It'll be done in the next month. Now, these guys, you need a new scientist, so let's get a new leader. Ooh, maniacal, really? Okay, so what can I put him on? We've already got... Okay, so I'm gonna... This sounds like a bad idea, because it kind of is, but I'm taking off a level 5 leader with custom AI assistant. That gives it plus 5% research, and I'm putting on a level 2 maniacal, level 3 maniacal leader. So watch the progress percentage here. It'll drop from 50% to about 4%, because we lose the extra 4% from him being 2 levels lower, unfortunately. But this level 5 scientist with the custom AI assistant is actually pretty dang good to put in a science ship, because the custom AI assistant gives you bonus bonus survey speed, I believe it is. Let's see. Bonus survey speed and bonus anomaly research speed too, so not too bad. So let's put it back on automatic exploration protocols. Carry on. Okay, so once again we're blocked in. We have a limited amount of systems that we can survey, which is fine. We shall overcome. Okay, so now that we have Fact Secundus, first things first, get the Autochthon Monument. Start with that, and then we will do the Frontier Clinic for the first pop that grows here. Then we'll clear this tile. There we go. After that, we'll probably just wait until we get the planetary administration, and then we can get the Betharian power plant, which will be really useful. So let's take a look-see here. Now that our admiral has fleet logistician, and we actually have okay energy generation, we are not losing energy when our fleet leaves a spaceport. One ship will be upgraded for 5 minerals. Why? Let's find out.
Construction complete. Ships upgraded.
Okay, there we go. Ships upgraded. Now, is it going to still tell me that I can upgrade them? No. Good. I gotta say, that glitch is pretty annoying when it's like you can keep upgrading your ships and all it does is take your money. Oh, perfect. There's mega engineering right there. I think we'll go for it. Yeah, let's just do mega engineering. We could really use that. Mega engineering will be useful because then we can get the Galactic Wonders Ascension perk. And with the Galactic Wonders, we can build very useful things, namely the Dyson Sphere and the Science Nexus. The Sentry Array is also quite useful, but given our current situation right now, I would say the Dyson Sphere is the best thing we could go for. The problem is we cannot store enough minerals, so we're going to have to upgrade those mineral silos that we have on a couple worlds. Upgrading mineral silos does not increase their adjacency bonus, it just increases the amount of minerals that they store. So we can only store 36,000, and we have mineral silo 1s on LTR Prime and Fact Prime. So once we upgrade them to mineral silo 3s, we'll be able to store 40,000 minerals. And the reason why I say that it's necessary to be able to store that many is because building each stage of the Dyson Sphere, except the very first one where you build the construction site, that only costs 10,000 minerals, but every stage of the Dyson Sphere after that costs 40,000 minerals. Yeah, so our last Ascension perk could very well be Master Builders, which increases our megastructure build speed by 100%. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, this kind of rules out us ever getting ring worlds, which is really unfortunate. Ring worlds are really, really, really good. But yeah, in order to get ring worlds, we would need the Voidborn Ascension perk first. And then we get, with that, we finish Mega Engineering Technology, and then we get the Circle of Life. And that would be our last two Ascension perks. We would not be able to get Master Builders. So I think what we'll do is we'll go Galactic Wonder, we'll go Galactic Wonders, and then we'll go Master Builders. We don't really need Technological Ascendancy, even though it's a safe pick, and it's a pretty dang good one. Hi, Garden Ace, how are you doing? The extra, it's only a 10% boost, so I mean we don't really need it. Galactic Contender is a pretty dang good pick. There are several Fallen Empires, and two of them are pretty dang close to us, but I don't think it's entirely necessary. Mastery of Nature right now is just not a good pick. Imperial Prerogative is always a bad pick, and Galactic Force Projection, while it would be even better than Technological Ascendancy to choose that. Just one more thing where it's just like, I think we have more important things to worry about. So once we finish Mega Engineering, which will take 121 months, so 10 years, which is fine. It'll probably take us about that long, at least, to finish the Domination Tradition Tree. That will give us our 7th Ascension perk. And our last Ascension perk will just have to be from completing Ascension Theory, which hopefully pops up in the technology tree soon. Okay, so Fact Secundus, we have our Autochthon Monument. So that's up and running. What we're going to do on Fact Secundus, we'll put a basic science lab down on this 2 physics tile, and then probably just a basic farm on this tile here for a little bit extra unity generation. Once we have 5 pops, we'll upgrade our reassembled ship shelter to a planetary administration. We'll put the Betharian power plant down directly beneath it, and then we'll build an energy nexus directly above it. And that should be generating a decent amount of power. Then we can build another power plant on this tile right here, which has the 1 energy and 1 mineral production. In the meantime, let's check out our other planets. LTR Prime, how you doing? So just by building all those mining networks on those tiles that were both next to the planetary administration and the mineral silo, we jumped from 16 minerals being generated on this planet to 59. So we jumped 43 mineral generation just by placing all those buildings down. That's kind of awesome. So we're generating 9.6 minerals on this tile with the mineral processing plant. We were getting a base amount of 2 from the tile itself. The processing plant generates 4 on its own. We've also got bonuses from powered exoskeletons, droning optimizations, bonus happiness, and the mining guild civics. So that plus the mineral processing plant, we're looking at 35%, 50, 60% additional minerals being generated on this planet. Can you imagine what it would be like if this was also a planet that has also had a planet modifier that was like plus 50% extra minerals? That would be pretty awesome. All right, here we go. Next tradition pick. Oh no, let's not do protection racket. Don't care for that yet. Let's do Star Lords. Yeah, why not? Oh, building and operable. Oh, really? Somebody just migrated somewhere.
Construction.
Okay,
complete.
Fact Secundus. Let's take a look at Fact Prime. We're doing good. I can definitely... Okay, Mineral Silo 3, and then we're good. Now let's move this guy here. Build a mining network for him. Or her. What else do we want to do? Okay. And
Construction complete.
there we go. So we're done on Elthier Prime. Now we can let's go ahead and do another mining network here. Excuse me, and another mining network here. And then once those 2 mining networks are done, we'll just start upgrading all these mining networks. Oh no! We lost another scientist. Expertise statecraft. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, automatic exploration, please. Oh, wait, what?
Research complete.
Ooh. Are all of our science ships just chilling because... Oh, except for this guy because he got sent back forcibly. Research complete. Synthetic thought patterns. Okay, let's do subdermal stimulation. That's a very fast one. Okay, let's get our science ships to... the ones that are sitting here anyways, to return. I think these guys are still surveying, so... yeah, we'll let them finish up. Now, which planets are currently generating the most science now that we don't have any assisting research happening? This one's generating quite a bit of physics research. Ooh, Latium Prime. And Yandu's Prime, generating lots of science. I would say McGruber. Definitely. So McGruber, assist research. And then we need Latium Prime. And what was the other one? Menchib Prime, I believe. Nope, not Menchib Prime. Yandu's Prime, that's what it was. Okay. So let's look at this planet.
System survey complete.
Science ship, you are moving to assist research already, so you assist with this one. And, oops, where are we going? Yandu's Prime, there we go. Okay, you assist research, there we go. Construction complete. Okay, what can we do? What can we do? Let's just go ahead and build a little hydroponics farm here. This tile could use a mining network. And this tile could use a mining network. There we go. All right, fact secundus. Let's see what's going on here. Let's put you on the Therian tile just for the hell of it. This is going to have a hydroponics farm. Now that we've got this guy here,
Construction
as soon
complete.
as this pop finishes growing, we'll be all right. Okay, so build a spaceport. That'll increase our naval capacity. And let's see, what else do we got going on? Armies. Ooh, hello. And Menchib Prime. Let's get some defense armies there. Okay, let's build our basic science labs on Menchib now. So one's going to be a physics lab, one's going to be a bio lab to further improve on the resource generation on the tiles already.
System survey
Okay.
complete.
Construction here is done, but pop growth is not. Okay, so our science ships are all done doing their stuff. So let's get them to come on back. And let's see. McGruber already has assisted research. Kaiser Colony would be okay.
Research
Kaiser
complete.
2 would be okay. Epsilon Indy Prime, definitely. You've got a lot of physics research coming in. So, let's put assist research on you. Subdermal stimulation is done. What's next? Morphogenic field mastery. This one's pretty good. Gives us a nice attachment to give our armies. Latium Prime, you already have a ship on the way to assist research. Same with the Andus Prime, so we're not going to do either of you. Menchib, LTR fact. So yeah, it's looking like Kaiser Colony is the next place to assist research. It's not generating as much physics research as Kaiser 2, but it's generating more of everything else. Overall better pick, I think. We should start looking around for a good system to build a Dyson sphere. Namely a star system that has nothing. This has planets, but can we terraform any of them? I'm pretty sure we've checked all these before. Negative, negative. That's also a negative. That's a negative. And this is also a negative. Okay, so this system here would be pretty good for a Dyson sphere because it's generating no resources and none of these planets are habitable or terraformable already. This system right next to it might also be a good candidate for a Dyson sphere. Let's take a look. Can we terraform any of these worlds? Doesn't look like it so far. What's this asteroid? Eh. Okay, so we have two star systems directly beside each other, which would both be decent candidates for Dyson spheres, actually. Obviously not the best places to put Dyson spheres, but pretty good ones. One more thing. I've got a construction ship nearby. You need to build some
complete.
mining stations. Please and thank you. Alright, let's take a look-see. Menchib Prime has finished its construction queue. Okay, so let's upgrade this one to a physics lab.
Construction
And
complete.
this one to a biolab. There we go. Okay, Fact Prime has also finished its construction queue. So, let's put this next pop down here, and then we'll build a mining network. That will get a bonus from the planetary capital right next to it. And then we'll just upgrade all of these. All right, 40 months for the third portion of the domination tradition tree. Might even finish off traditions altogether before. Whoa. Oh no, it began as a subtle shift in Valdarian behavior. Scattered reports of their ships, once rarely seen outside their own space, now being spotted in remote systems all across the galaxy. Highly advanced scouting vessels visiting ancient ruined worlds, refusing all hails and fleeing when attacked. Their purpose and mission unknown. Until now. We now know that the Valdari were recovering the databanks of survey beacons and automated scouting posts left behind when they retreated to their present borders, gathering information for their current return to the galactic stage. In Valdari space, fleets are gathering, armies are being mustered, and ancient factories roar to life. For the first time in an age, the Valdari mediators are looking outwards beyond their borders and towards the galaxy at large, as their decaying shipyards are repaired and refitted and the dormant systems of Titan foundries come online. The rest of the galaxy is left with only one question. Who will this once sleeping giant target first in their quest to reclaim age-old glory lost? Giants in the playground. Not a good sign. This means that a fallen empire has awakened. We're going to have to check out which ones they were, too. Oh, it's these guys way up here, the ones that we only just recently encountered. That's not good. Because they're... I mean, all three fallen empires were really close to us, but those guys are just a hop, skip, and a jump away. There's nothing between them and us. These Savix cast remnant have both the crate... If they were to come to us through the northern portion of this spiral arm, they would have to get through the Great Kundan Coalition or the Valdari Mediators. And if they went the other way, they'd have to get through the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. Not that they've really put up much of a fight, if any. These guys down here, the Yalong Guardians, they can't really... Doesn't matter where they go, there's so many in the way. But these guys, they got the Great Kundan Coalition right next to them. However, they can just reach down the rest of this spiral arm and get straight to us. And that's a pretty vulnerable portion of our empire. Actually, our whole empire is pretty vulnerable. You're still here, Ultima. Must be a really quiet evening. Appreciate you sticking around, though. Now, the real question is, the Valdari Mediators. Peace in the galaxy is our foremost concern. Have you come to sign the treaty? We will also be required to ban slavery and purging. Well, that's unfortunate. Huh. They are xenophile. Where's the xenophobe? Oh, whoa. Hold on. We're going to get to what just happened in just a moment here. All right, let's upgrade these mining networks. We'll want to start with the ones that are getting the most minerals. So the ones getting the adjacency bonuses. Although I started with this one for some stupid reason. That was really dumb. Okay, let's upgrade these ones. Okay, so we now have the Savix cast remnant attacking the Great Kundan Coalition again. Probably because the Great Kundan Coalition is infringing on their borders. But the Savix cast remnant is a xenophobic fallen empire, and they are right next to the xenophilic fallen empire that has awakened right next to them. I have not encountered a war in heaven, ever. Usually the empire that awakens winds up being the one that does not have its ethical opposite in the galaxy. That tends to happen with me a lot. Alright, what do we got here? Menshib Prime has finished construction. Let's upgrade these science labs. There we go. We had somebody migrate away from that farm again. Wow, what is in this system generating 13 engineering research? Ugh. It's this asteroid. Circuits in the dust. Some kind of immense orbital installation bumped into this asteroid in the distant past, leaving a partial but very clear imprint on the surface. Interesting. Quantum field manipulation. There we go. Top tier power plants. Okay, now let's finish up interlinked support systems. That won't take very long. Arc emitters was there. I just noticed that. Huh. Cool. 10 months for higher grade point defense. Gotta say, I'm worried for a lot of these empires. The Great Kundan Coalition are supposed to be the great power in the galaxy, or at least they were prior to the fallen, you know, excluding the fallen empires, but they definitely won't be at all now. Okay, let's see. 30 months still for the next tradition. We're closing in on an hour and a half, so maybe we won't maybe we will not get the chance to finish the diplomacy tradition tree. Because I do kind of want to go to bed, if you can't tell from my yawning. Excuse me. I gotta say, I have some weird but interesting ship designs. You want to see something funny? This is part of the reason why I oftentimes in my games resort to strictly going neutron torpedo corvettes and then battleships with XL weapons. Take a look at these corvettes. All they have is a torpedo launcher and a small plasma cannon. Oh, here we go. We can upgrade all these power plants. And that is exactly what I am going to do. Need to go all the way back to McGruber, our capital world. We'll go back to what I was just talking about in a moment. And then upgrade this one, and this one. Okay, and we are getting there. I think McGruber is the only one where I'm going to upgrade power plants even more because it's our capital world. What the hell? There was a peace treaty already. Andus Prime. I want to take a look at that. So, Elthier Prime, just the one for now. Fact Prime has none. And Fact Secundus, we can upgrade to planetary administration finally. We could have done that earlier, really, but I wasn't paying attention. Bad Mobius. You are bad at this game. Stop being bad. Okay, peace treaty between the Great Kundan Coalition and the Mitron Assembly of Nations. So the Mitron Assembly of Nations is now humiliated, and they ceded two planets in the Theorem system. So, which system was that? Oh, it was that system right there. Great Kundan Coalition doing Great Kundan Coalition things, apparently.
Research complete.
Research complete. Morphogenic field mastery. Cool. Let's see. Will to power? Not a big deal. Don't need that. Let's do fluid fleet templates. Somebody leveled up. Ah, here we go. The guy leading engineering research. Good, good, good. Okay, back to what I was talking about. Let's take a look at the
Construction complete.
mining station. All right, you are done doing your thing, so you can just return. Where did our fleet go? There it is. Okay. So let's take a look-see here. You can barely see it, but the box that pops up when I move the cursor over a ship. You can see all the details, and the fourth line from the top is military power. Our corvettes are rated at 208.27. That's our corvettes, okay? 208.27. Let's get planetary shields, because those other options all suck. Let's take a look at our destroyers.
Construction complete.
They should be in front of them. Slightly bigger ships. There we go. Destroyer. 178.57. So you're probably looking at that, maybe wondering, especially if you're newer to Stellaris, you may be wondering, well, Mobius, how come the bigger ship, the destroyer, has less fleet power rating compared to the corvette? The destroyer should be more powerful, shouldn't it? Because it has more pieces and it can mount bigger weapons. Well, the simple truth is that destroyers never really seem to have very much going for them in terms of fleet power, because our corvettes are mounting neutron torpedoes. Neutron torpedoes actually grant a lot of fleet power on their own over other weapons. Like, sure, our destroyer has a large plasma cannon, but that's really all it has going for it. We could change to maybe a gunship bow and a interceptor ship stern and just strap on as many guns as possible on the destroyer and compare at that point the overall fleet power. However, the point still stands that a single neutron torpedo on a corvette is by and large still more useful and more effective than outfitting a destroyer with whatever ever really will be, to be totally honest. In fact, let's do that. Let's go and take a look at the fleet. Boop. Transfer ships. Okay, so let's find a destroyer. We will transfer it. Okay, and actually, on second thought, let's just... Yeah, no, let's do this. Okay, so we'll confirm. So now we have the first Void Skulkers. It's just one lone destroyer. So here's what we're going to do. I know how to rebuild this particular destroyer. It's simply a large plasma cannon with all three medium 0-point power, and gunship stern with flak artillery, all small hyper shields, and crystal infused plating. So let's change this up. We're going to do gunship bow and interceptor ship stern. So let's throw on just weapons. Weapons. You know what? Let's just throw on all plasma cannons, because that's what cool kids do, right? Okay, all plasma cannons. 0-point reactor, 0-point reactor, 0-point reactor. Okay, hyper shields, and hyper shields. And we'll do crystal infused plating once more. Okay, boop, there we go. Okay, now let's take this one destroyer, upgrade him. Should just take a second.
Upgraded.
There, upgraded. Okay, look at this. Now, we have now outfitted this destroyer with as many guns as possible, and they're all plasma cannons. And look, its fleet power is still only 160.51. It's in fact worse now than what it was before, with a single large plasma cannon and flak artillery, of all things. Let's go ahead and redesign the destroyer one more time. Let's change it to an artillery bow, give it a large plasma cannon, and then we'll throw on all the 0-point reactors again. There we go. Now let's upgrade this guy.
Ships upgraded.
Okay. 173.69 fleet power. Okay, so even though we still have the one large plasma cannon, and instead of a flak artillery on the back, we simply have two small plasma cannons, it's still even less than when we had the flak artillery on, which is silly. So let's throw on the medium plasma cannon this time, and we'll go all hyper shields again. Save that. Okay, and now we will take these guys, upgrade. There we go. And we're back up to 178 fleet power. 178.18. So it's still 178 fleet power, but it's like what was it? 0.15 or 0.2 less fleet power than having the flak artillery on the rear end. Ooh, tachyon lances. Oh, Zero distillation as well. Oh man, both of these are pretty good. Let's do zero distillation. It's faster. It's much faster. Okay, and construction complete. Okay, so all these mining networks are now grade 2. Good, let's upgrade them again. So start with this one, then this one, then this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, getting mining network 3s on this planet. Already up to 65 minerals on Fact Prime. Not bad. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make here is that no matter how, well, I'm going to say almost no matter how. Actually, that's a bad idea. Here's another thing we can do. Let's do a picket ship stern, and we'll throw on barrier point defense. And we'll do all those hyper shields again. And crystal infused plating. There we go. Okay, and upgrade.
Ships upgraded.
Okay, now he's got 143.20 fleet power. So putting on point defense drastically lowers fleet power. Not drastically, but a decent amount. So if we change the front to a picket ship bow where it has 1 point defense, 2 small weapons, it'll again lower the what's it called? The thing with the stuff. So let's try something fun. Let's try Stormfire autocannons up the yin yang. Oops, not a flak artillery. Okay, 0 point reactors. I know I'm wasting minerals doing this, but I'm trying to get my point across. There we go. Okay, and one more upgrade.
Ships upgraded.
There we go. 1.58. Or sorry, 158.89 fleet power. So we have had the most fleet power out of our destroyer by simply the most fleet power we can get out of it is by throwing a large cannon on a large whatever. Let's try a laser. Let's see how much fleet power we get out of that. And then we'll do a gunship stern again, flak artillery, and crystal infused plating. There we go. So let's. Oh wait, what? Did I not save it? I didn't. Oh, Christ. So let's do flak artillery, and then we'll do a gamma laser. 0 point power. There we go. Boop. Okay. Now we'll upgrade this.
Ships upgraded.
Okay, see? With the plasma cannon, it had 178 fleet power. Now it has 152 overall fleet power. Now, keep in mind that these are just generic values. They don't actually... it's just an in-game rating. It doesn't mean that the destroyer is actually getting worse or actually getting better with these designs and whatnot. It is entirely dependent on what you need in your fleet, what works. Look at that. It dropped down to 148 by changing from a laser to a kinetic railgun. Or sorry, from a laser to a phase disruptor. Let's change it to a Gauss cannon. I don't think it's saved just there. Hang on. So save that. Okay, now we'll upgrade.
Ships upgrade.
167. So that's one of the best we've had so far. And let's change it to a Stormfire autocannon for our last example.
Ships upgraded.
156. So, I'm sure plenty of you are wondering, Mobius, get to the point. Where are you going with this?
Ships upgraded.
I'm trying to show why I don't really 158.11. What? I do not remember it being. I thought it was 178. Okay, so whatever. So the highest fleet power rating we got with our destroyer was by throwing on, not even throwing on a bunch of guns with the gunship bow and the gunship or interceptor stern and all that. It's just with the artillery bow with the Gauss cannon or even a plasma cannon and just flak artillery on the back. That's how we've gotten our best military power rating so far, which is silly. This is why I usually don't bother building destroyers in later portions of the game, because all they're really good for is just being a buffer between your cruisers and your battleships and equipping them with defensive stuff like point defense or flak artillery in this case. They're a really good defensive ship because they sit like while your cruisers are at the front lines, right? They'll move forward, get them taking the brunt of the hits, or try to get them taking the brunt of the hits, while your corvettes swoop in to do damage. Your destroyers will be hanging back. Like, you can see them behind the cruisers. They'll be hanging back kind of in front of your battleships, though. So they're kind of a bit of a buffer line between your cruisers and your battleships. So they're a good defensive line of ships that will hang out in front of your battleships and will shoot down incoming missiles and torpedoes for them, which is pretty handy. They'll obviously also shoot down torpedoes and missiles coming after your cruisers at their max range, because, you know, anything coming within range of the destroyer or coming after the cruisers will be entering the anti-missile range of your destroyers as well. So they're much better for defensive purposes, and that's kind of what I don't really like about them. I would rather, instead of having one destroyer, I'd rather have 2 corvettes with neutron torpedoes, because that's just 2 more corvettes that can fly in the face of my bad guys, completely de-shield them, and, you know, open up their hulls for a direct HP damage from tachyon lances and whatnot, which are devastating to ships at long range. So let's merge these fleets. So if you can take anything from that, a lot of the time, all I really do for my destroyers in all my playthroughs, I give them an artillery bow so that they have a large weapon. You could put like a kinetic artillery on it. You could put a large plasma cannon. You could put, I mean, if for whatever reason you're going missiles, you could put a large missile on it if you wanted. And then I do a gunship stern where I throw on a piece of flak artillery because it shoots down enemy strike craft. It shoots down incoming missiles. It's very good. They want to give us 2,000 minerals. And in return, we give them monthly terraforming gases. I'm going to decline that for now. I will change my mind in just a second. Do we have a planetary administration? Yes, we do. Betharian power plant. Yes, please. Oh, wait. Sorry. We need a heritage site first. That's right. And then we will replace this hydroponics farm with a paradise dome.
Construction complete.
And then we will build an energy grid. We'll put this guy on because he's still growing, and then we'll do a Betharian power plant. And this guy will finally get his basic science lab that he's been patiently waiting for so long. And then we'll just put a regular power plant down here. Anyway, so I'm hoping I got my point across decently well. I don't like destroyers very much because when all you're trying to do is just make it seem like you should not be messed with, AI take into consideration how much fleet power you have compared to theirs, and destroyers never have, compared to like torpedo corvettes, they can never have as much fleet power as your torpedo corvettes, unless you intentionally give your corvettes torpedoes that you never bother upgrading with increased damage or higher rate of fire and that kind of jazz, which in my opinion would just be really, really dumb. Why is it saying I can upgrade stuff? I shouldn't be able to upgrade anything. 11 ships will be upgraded. What 11 ships? Probably the other destroyers. Let's just hit the button. 30,913.72.
Ships upgraded.
30,913.72. So nothing changed. I just wasted 55 minerals. You know what? Not a big deal. Okay, so let's go back to those guys that wanted to actually trade with us. So offer trade deal. We'll do a... oops, where is it? Information. No. Why can't I offer strategic resources? Strange. Okay, well, whatever. Okay. Okay, they can only offer to ask for strategic resources. Now I get it. That seems a little silly to me, but alright. Terraforming gases. Okay, anyways. Now that my throat's all dry from all that mindless talking, which nobody actually cared about. Okay, we got a bunch of mining networks coming up on Fact and LTR Prime. So let's take a look at Fact Secundus. Build a solar panel network. Upgrade the spaceport. Again, I forgot about this and I feel kind of dumb. 5 months for the next domination tradition. I'm going to stream for about another 15 more minutes and then I'm going to call it a night because that'll be the 2-hour mark. And yeah, I'm quite happy that I started on time for once. It was kind of nice. Okay, so what planet should we get next? Verano would be pretty good because it's a 22-tile world. These other Fact planets, this one in particular is only a 13-tile world, pretty small. So I'm not really in a panic to grab that one. Jeez, where are the good scientists? Ugh, let's just get the resilient one. Screw it. Please continue assisting research.
Complete.
Okay, what do we got? Fluid fleet templates. Try saying that 5 times really fast. Fluid fleet templates, fluid fleet templates, fluid fleet template, fluid fleet template. Wow, I already screwed it up. Alright, let's do Armada Battle Formation. Okay. Anyway, so my whole babbling about the destroyers there. I don't really bother with them for the same cost. I'd rather just get, like I said, 2 neutron torpedo corvettes for the same naval capacity, or I'd rather just not get destroyers and free up a lot of naval capacity for more battleships. That's usually what I do in my single-player games. Is I do nothing but neutron torpedo corvettes and battleships with whatever XL weapon, usually tachyon lances. I'll admit it is kind of lame and boring to do the same thing every time, but it's effective. What can I say? Okay, so Fact Prime, we want to colonize. I'm going to go British on these guys. 10 out of 10. Would colonize again. Oop. And you are not Verano. You are...
Construction complete.
You are Factception. There we go. I'm going to colonize you sometime soon. Alright, Mention Prime, you are done. Okay, here we go. Our next domination tradition perk. Tradition pick, I should say. Tributaries give you an additional 10%. Every vassal increases your naval capacity. Subject integration influence cost. Don't really know what to go with. Let's do this. There we go. Look at that. 40k minerals saved up. How long for our next tradition pick? 62 months, so 5 years. Oof. So yeah, it'll be about another 10 plus in-game years. A little longer than that. Before we finish the final tradition tree and get our 7th ascension perk. And as I said, we're going to do Galactic Wonders first because I want us to have the ability to build megastructures. Besides, to get Master Builders, we need Voidborn or Galactic Wonders anyways. Galactic Force Projection would be so good. Oh, it's so tempting to say, screw it, deal with the really long megastructure build speeds, and not get Master Builders and just take Galactic Force Projection. Oh well. Fact Prime has finished its construction queue. Well, look at you go. Alright, let's move you down there, and then we are going to upgrade to Mining Network 4s. And once that's all done, we're building a new mining network down there. Happy miners. Happy miners everywhere.
Research complete.
What did we finish? There's road distillation. Very good. Okay, so let's do Ascension Combat Simulations. That's a good one. Alright, Elthier Prime has finished its construction queue, which is good. Okay, let's upgrade all these mining networks. Look at all these minerals we're bringing in now. This won't be the last upgrade for these ones, but pretty close. Okay, and then let's just plop another power plant down right here. Boop. I was going to do another thing of minerals, but it's like, you know what? We are already generating a good amount of minerals, so we could use more. We could use more power. Okay, Facception is now colonizing, and we've got primitive factories and farms that we could improve. They're not doing much for us if we actually use them, though. Somebody migrated. There we go. Look at that Betharian power plant generating 16 energy credits per month on its own. I like that. That's fantastic. Let's get another basic science lab built up here. It'll also be a physics lab. Upgrade this one to a physics lab. Gonna head off and go to sleep. Have a good one. Yep, you too. I'm actually gonna be finishing up here in about 10 minutes, so thanks for sticking around for a while there. We'll see you again real soon. Oh, man. Now you're making me doing it. Ugh. I don't know why I'm still sitting here on this planet for no reason. Should probably take a look at our ship designer now and redesign our battleships now that we have particle lances and mega cannons, I might add. We can do a spinal... Whoa! That looks cool. That looks really cool. Okay, let's back up for a second. So we had 2 large things of armor and 2 things of crystal-infused plating. Okay. Hangar bow. What does that look like? Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember going through these now. Okay, spinal mount bow. Boop. I like the look of the spinal mount bow. It's pretty cool. Call me crazy. Alright. So, what do we want? We are natural engineers, so I'm leaning towards the mega cannon because it'll be easier to get repeatable text, but tachyon lenses. What can I say? They're crazy good. Okay, and then we had crystal infused plating. There we go. Look at all the extra power we have too. Holy crap! Can we do a hyper shields? Probably not. There we go. Yeah, negative 62. Blech. That's okay. What we should do is change this all to artillery.
Colony established.
Alright, save current ship design. There we go. Okay, what finished here? Okay, you need an observatory. Now that we have Factception, let's queue up its spaceport construction. And we will build the Autochthon Monument right away. Go. Alright, we have a bunch of buildings on here. Primitive factories, primitive farms, all sorts of good stuff that we're going to replace pretty shortly here. Okay, so let's just leave that. We'll upgrade these physics labs first. Upgrade physics lab. Okay, leave it at that. Now we'll do the power plant. Okay, cool. Just a few minutes away, and then I'm going to quit back to the main menu. Okay, let's upgrade our battleships. This shouldn't take too long. There we go. Second Void Skulkers. We now have... Ooh, I just missed something. Oops. There was a pop-up that I just accidentally mashed away from. Oops. What was it? Let's find out. I think it was the artists. We wish to become your patron. That's exactly what it was. It is a deal. Boop. Thank you. Let's also talk to the curators. These guys. Can you aid us in our research? We would like to purchase this service. Yes, please. Thank you. Do want.
Complete.
Construction complete. Okay. So we've got enough stuff going on in all of our spaceports, I think. There we go. Okay, cool. Look at that. 40,000 minerals saved up. I like it.
Construction complete.
Factception has finished its Autochthon monument. That's good. So why don't we move this guy down to here, and we'll just give him. And you know what? Let's put him on here. Let's give him a basic science lab. Then we'll do a frontier clinic here. Probably should have done that the other way around, but eh. It's alright. So eventually what I want to do is, I do want to upgrade our battleships. Maybe I'll keep the broadside core, but I'll get rid of the broadside stern and change it to an artillery stern so that we have 3 large weapons. And I think the artillery, I'll do 2 large plasma cannons and then a kinetic battery, a kinetic artillery or whatever. And then the 2 medium slots will be... Yeah, I might just keep them Gauss cannons or something. Maybe flak artillery. I guess it depends on what endgame crisis we come across. If we encounter the Praetorian Scourge, yeah, definitely throwing in flak artillery. And the Valdari mediators have already started moving in. Got a little bit too caught up continuing our own inward perfection that we lost track of what the Valdari mediators might be up to. Okay, so I think when we come back we are going to have to redesign a fortress. Whoa. Okay, reptilian defense platforms are very interesting. Huh. Kind of cool looking though. Anyways, we're going to have to design a fortress that has the subspace snare on it, as well as the shield dampener. It's a very effective way to draw in fleets from the Awakened Empires, and we'll throw on medium station sections, which will have at least 1 thing of flak artillery on them, because Fallen Empires love strikecraft. Doesn't matter what faction or what ethos they are, pretty much all of them do have a lot of strikecraft, if I recall correctly. So we'll throw on some flak artillery to help deal with the strikecraft and thin out those numbers right off the hop. Probably won't do a hell of a lot on its own, but it'll be something. And then the remaining medium slots, we'll probably do a mixture of plasma cannons and phase disruptors to start taking down those shields. And if we have our fleet positioned right, this is all in anticipation of going to war with these guys, mind you. If we have our fleet positioned just right, we can have it so that our torpedo corvettes, and in fact, we're probably going to change our cruisers to have torpedoes as well, because we can give them a torpedo bow with 2 small weapon slots and a torpedo launcher, and then there's the torpedo core with 2 small weapon slots and a single torpedo launcher, which would be quite good. I'm thinking the artillery bow with 1 large weapon slot, and then the torpedo core would be the way to go in that instance, because it gives us 2 neutron torpedo launchers, which are quite good. And then we still have a large weapon slot on the front for plasma cannons. We have 2 small weapon slots for either more plasma cannons or even Stormfire autocannons or Gauss cannons. and then the rear we'll just leave a broadside stern for probably a Stormfire autocannon or something like that. But the idea is that if the Awakened Empire has a fleet that comes in that we can actually take on, it'll warp, it'll get drawn in by the subspace snare, warp in a bad position so that it's actually in front of our fleet, and our fleet will start shooting it in the back, so they won't have their XL weapons. They have to turn their ships around first before their XL weapons can be brought to bear. So that's what I'm thinking, and it's worked for me in the past on more than one occasion. Not very many, but I think you get the gist of it. So that's just pre-preparing for dealing with these Valdari mediators if they become a problem. Right now, though, they are just grossly overwhelming in terms of everything. So we'll have to be careful if we go about it in that fashion. Anyways, let's save the game. Newt stream game. Overwrite, yes. And that's going to be it for tonight. Another chapter in the Newtonians. Pretty fun playing these guys so far. 150 years in, and we're about to complete all of the traditions. And then all we need to do is get the, like I said, it's a technology called Ascension Theory, which gives us another Ascension perk, and that will give us our 8th and final Ascension perk. Hopefully it pops up soon. The sooner the better. So yeah, that's gonna be it. For those of you who watched on Twitch, I know Empress Ultima, you were hanging out here for pretty much the entire time. Thanks for that, really appreciate it. Any others who dropped by and watched for a little while, thank you very much for joining us. I hope to see you again in the next stream, which might not be until next Tuesday. It could be earlier. Of course, if you follow me either in the Discord or on my Twitter feed, you'll know ahead of time whether or not I stream more Stellaris Console Edition later this week. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Hope you found this video informative and entertaining. I always try to throw in little tidbits of did you know while doing these little chapters in our Let's Play series. So hopefully you learned a little something or kind of picked up on something as I went along. And as I said in the beginning of the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, you would like to see more Stellaris Console Edition content, please subscribe to the channel. I love playing this game. I plan to continue making videos of it for the rest of the year, and for as long as there is a demand for Stellaris Console Edition content, which seems to be quite a bit of these days. It seems like more and more people are coming across this game and trying it out and realizing that, hey, this is a freaking good game. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube, check the links in the description below. Come by the Discord channel. You can chat with other Stellaris Console Edition players. There's a few of us in there, only a couple dozen. It's still pretty quiet, so feel free to come in and populate that place a little bit more. Also, you've got links to my Twitch channel, which I streamed this off of prior to uploading to YouTube. So if you want to come see me playing this live, come by the Twitch channel and feel free to give me a follow. And lastly, of course, my Twitter feed, which is the best way to get a hold of me, and also pay attention to when I make important news updates. I also like to follow along in other people's stuff, you know, when they're posting memes and things like that. But most importantly, it's a good way to get in touch with me. I think that'll about sum it up. I've done all the shameless plugging that I need to, so I'm going to leave it at that. It's been a fabulous Tuesday evening. I'm glad I started on time and got another 2 hours in. So yeah, I hope to see you guys real soon, continuing the story of the nation of McGruber, the little space geckos attempting to attain inward perfection. I'll see you guys again real soon. This is Mobius Y signing off. Have a great evening.